JTMM.
What's up, y'all? It's your boy JTMM, aka Just 10 More Minutes, aka The Frickin' 10. I want to start today's, before I get into the video itself of Jinjer Perennial, I want to give a shout out to the Jinjer Army. So when I posted that video this morning at 8 a.m., never in my wildest dream did I imagine it was going to blow up, at least for me, as a new reactor, the way it did. And not just in views, but also in comments. And a lot of the comments that came back, actually I'd say almost all of them were well deserved. A lot of them didn't, some of them didn't go back and watch the whole video, where at the end I actually threw my hands up in the air and admitted I was wrong 100% on her voice. For those that did and gave me the feedback of, yes, you're 100% correct. This is kind of what we all experience first time you experience something like this. And we're positive and supportive. Thank you. Because that starts conversations, and I appreciate that. For those that didn't, hey, you know what? I've been there with some of the artists that I like to watch. The minute that they say something or misinterpret something, you get a little defensive about the people that, you enjoy their artistry. So, fair play. So a lot of y'all did point out some songs to listen to. The first one we'll start off with is Perennial. I'm looking very forward to, now with the shock factor of her voice out the window, actually listening to the lyrics, and listening to kind of the stories that she tells, because a lot of people are talking about how well she tells a story. And to me, as a former lead singer of a band and lyric creator, I guess you could say, and still do to this day, that's one of my biggest takeaways from music, are the stories that the artists tell. The music aside, what are they portraying? So to me, that's important. So with that being said, let's switch it up. And let's go. Now, as I mentioned in my previous video, in one of my previous videos, as a reactor, if you're not aware, you do have to pause within every 30 seconds, or you can get this copyright claimed. For some artists, I get it, because it's not viewed as a reaction. It's viewed that you're making the video more about the song rather than what you're using in the fair play industry. So I do pause it. That's just the way the game is. But I'm really hoping to take away more than what I took away from last night's reaction to Pisces with this one. So with that being said, let's kick it off.
Dankeschön, Germany. Well, with the next song, we must say goodbye to you. But rather not goodbye, but see you next time.
By the way, let me say, I love her ink. I mean, I've got some myself. Love the ink. I like the atmosphere so far. I can see a lot of people out in the audience that have turned out. So I've got a large following, as y'all pointed out to me so eloquently this morning. But no, let's continue. Let's see what they got.
This autumn feels like funeral to me. The lawless song of grief. And not for what has passed, but for what shall last.
Okay, so I'm gonna start with there, because I wait a little bit longer than 30 seconds, so I'm sure it'll get copyright claim. But I hear a difference in her voice, and I'm sure it's studio versus live. I hear more of the human element to it than I did kind of the what I perceived last night. Again, I was wrong. What I perceived as distortion and other things that they could use to change your voice up. I definitely hear it a lot more now. The human vocal range, right, and her true voice behind it. So it's nice to hear. I like it. So let's get through it. I love what I will refer to as her singing her non screaming voice. I'm actually going to pull up. So forgive me here. I'm actually going to pull up a the lyrics live because I would be lying if I said that I understood everything that she said. So I just want to be able to understand and react to them properly and give her proper credit. So, okay. So I'm going to take it back just a second here. I'm reading the lyrics, y'all. For any of my followers or anybody that watches this, I'm going to say this. Just looking at this verse that she sang, right, with that opening, and then looking at the story. So let me for the Jinjer fans and Jinjer Army, I apologize. I want to make sure that I give credit because I'm not hearing it. I'm hearing some of it when she's singing it, but I'm not internalizing it. She says, "Exhausted nature is tragic and suicidal. Oh, how spectacular she is when she kills herself. Death throws her slowly crawling on her toes as the last leaf is falling off her head. I'm here with her undressed with a few petals on my breast. We share opiates and let the landscape do the same. I loved your warmth, yet prefer to sleep in cold alone. We fixed our eyes up to the sky to see if light send us farewell." Those are lyrics, folks. This isn't the mumble. Jinjer Army, bear with me for a second. This is how you tell a story, right? And this is what I love about artists like Tom McDonald, the artists like Upchurch, and even some of the country artists that I've listened to. And even back in the day of hair bands like Dawkins and Rat and Twisted Sister and Twisted Sister, they told some great stories, right, for their time. These are lyrics and these are stories that I like because these give you visualizations. The artists today, in quite a bit of the musical form, can't tell a story with a shit. They come up with these lyrics and they're so empty in the story that they're saying that you can't visualize anything. Right? If you're in hip hop, you're visualizing going to the club, smoking weed, hooking up with some random woman, and then making a bunch of money. That's not a story, that's just crap, right? In country music today, it's heartbreak and all this other crap that is, to me, is just not music anymore, right? I know I'll get hate for that, but I'm entitled to my opinion on that. It's just not music anymore. It doesn't give you a true a true visualization to the lyrics that they're singing and they're taking the time to write. A couple of the artists are exceptions, but as I'm really just the autumn feels like a funeral to me, the longest song of grief, and not for what has passed, but for what shall last. Damn. Okay, let me take this back a little bit more so we can get back to it. I'm speechless at this point. I love these lyrics. Jeez. May we see each other next time. And that part I understood. So I heard her when she was doing that. But then is now fly. Today you reached your point of no return. Now cry and then die. Tomorrow I will meet you with your cells restored. I'm humbled to be introduced to this. This actually makes me very excited to listen to a lot of the stuff that y'all were pointing out. Is this something that I necessarily would put in everyday playlist? I'm starting to get used to it, right? I mean, my ears are not used to the growl. I won't refer to it as screaming. I may slip and say it, but please, that's not what I mean by it because it's controlled. I'll try to refer to it as the growl. I it's not something that I think I told one of the people in the comments that I'm 100% I'm putting it in my everyday playlist. But thinking about some of these lyrics, right? The lyrics are what draw me to play a song to sing along to and think about depending on what type of mood you're in. And so that's where this is getting me. A lot of these lyrics that she's saying about are things that, I mean, look at the simple line of goodbye, may we see each other next time, so please come back to celebrate this festival of life. I mean, I get it, right? Because as they die, and then as it says, please come back to celebrate this festival of life, may we see each other next time. Yeah, I'm digging these. Let's get back to it. Let me back it up a little bit here. That's a nice mix right there with the harmonies. I like that. What there's a lot of music out today where a lot of the times the beat doesn't necessarily fit the song. A lot of this stuff, as she's saying, right, it this really fits it. So not only does she write brilliant lyrics, but she writes to where it fits this style of music, and not many artists do that. Country artists are there just because of generally how slow those songs are, and those are the easier songs to write. It's why hip hop is full, as McDonald would say, this is why hip hop is filled with a lot of rappers that can't even rap anymore, because they try to do it so fast they can't put together thoughts because their brains are so damn fried. I really enjoy this part of her. So let me back it up just a little bit. I'm digging the beat. I'm digging the vocals. I'm digging the rhythm of it. I'm digging it.
My biggest source of confusion, the reason of decay and disillusion, under the ties, we found breathless paradise. No, we're not dead. No, you're not dead. Just enjoying coma.
I don't want to stop while she's singing that. Okay, I'll pause right there as she comes out of that, because I'm loving that part of her voice. So if you didn't get the lyrics to that, annual tradition of mass destruction in the name of total reconstruction. My biggest source of confusion, the reason of decay and disillusion. Under permanent ice, we found breathless paradise. No, we're not dead. No, we're not dead. Just enjoying coma. This tells the story. To me, again, I'm not hearing what she's representing by. I mean, the song Perennial, I mean, I'm truly feeling is about the flower. And then just as she's saying, the few petals that she's got, and, you know, the warmth, but she prefers to sleep in cold alone. And of course, the perennial. I'm digging it. Under permanent ice, we found breathless paradise. No, we're not dead. No, we're not just enjoying coma. She's got some deep ass lyrics. My buddy Will was correct. Her lyrics are deep, and I respect that and admire her about that. The story she's telling, I'm liking it a lot.
Thank you so much, fucking. Well, we've heard a lot of great things about you, but it's about our expectations, man. You're fucking amazing, and stay amazing. Thank you so much, and see you someday. Mwah.
All right, let me just get that to stop here for a second. Let me switch it back up here. Okay, so Jinjer Army, hat off to you. Thank you for the kind words. Thank you for the comments. Now that part, like I said, no longer is it a shock value. Now I'm able to look at it as artistry and such. These lyrics have me blown away, and you know, that's the one thing I will say that I hate about as a reactor from a YouTube perspective. I get it. Is the having to pause, right? Because you don't really know where you're at in a song and what's coming up, but you know that for you as a reactor, you have to pause at certain bits to avoid, you know, penalties and such and things like that. So I hate having to do that. At the same time, though, you know, and normally for most songs, I don't bring up the lyrics. But I wanted to appreciate these because from what Will was telling me with the stories and the lyrics that she tells, it just that they're extremely deep. So bringing this up, and then the music flowing and telling it, and going from that nice slow kind of rhythm, and then boom, hitting you back to it telling the story, and then boom, it's brilliant. I'm actually looking really looking more into their music, more into this genre, right? I don't know, please, those in the comments, now that I know the Jinjer Army is there, if there are other artists like this, let me know. If there's other songs, I think the next one, I'm a data analyst by trade, so I do put things down, but I think it was Who's Gonna Be the One was the next one. I think I saw in the comments. If there's any others that I should check out, please let me know, and I'll be more than happy to check those out. I truly enjoyed this. So, would I call myself a member of the Jinjer Army? Not yet. Not yet. Be nice. Be nice. Please don't hurt me. But definitely gained my respect, and definitely gained my appreciation for the stories she tells. The shock factor is officially gone. My admiration is there. So guys, if you like this video, please drop me a like, subscribe, and share. Please feel free to comment. I welcome those. I really looked forward today to seeing all those comments. Or excuse me, I shouldn't say first thing, but as I started to see them come in and we started having those dialogues, I loved it. I was reading every one, responded to a lot of them. So I definitely look forward to hopefully more of those, and y'all opening my eyes to more of their stuff as well as other artists. So again, if you like the video, give me a like, subscribe, and share. I will be dropping more videos this week of various things, from scary to some more Tom McDonald with that rabbit hole, and then obviously now more Jinjer. So guys, I appreciate the love. I appreciate the commentary. But always remember, if someone asks you to stop what you're doing, don't ask for 1 minute. Don't ask for 2 minutes. Don't ask for 5 minutes, please. Just don't. I don't want to have to come to your house and find you and ask you nicely in person. Someone asks you to stop what you're doing, always ask for just 10 more minutes. I love y'all. I'm out.
JTMM.